Have you ever wished you can receive answers from the universe to all your questions? Well, I am here to tell you that 4 years ago, with no prior experiences, I was able to do just that. And I believe you can too. Welcome to Elevate Your Consciousness. My name is Virma. In today's video, we're going to go over what led to my spiritual awakening, the challenges that I faced, and what are the 3 principles that made it all possible. For me, it all started with an urge. I started watching countless of near-death experiences. I wanted to know what happens on the other side after you died. Then I moved into a new house and strange things started to happen. I started hearing pennies being dropped on the floor out of nowhere. And one day I was going to be late and all of a sudden I heard a coin being dropped on the floor. I picked it up and all I could say was, "Thank you." And because all these strange activities kept happening in the house, I decided to consult a medium. She said, "Don't tell me anything. Just think in your mind what you want to know, and we'll go from there." She read the cards. She was very accurate. And then she said, "You have spirit in your house." She said, "They're not evil, but I'm going to help you get rid of them." So she prescribed some water and some herbs, and I went ahead, cleansed the house, and I sealed it. And for a moment, everything was absolutely quiet. And then they were back. I decided to call my ex-husband, who had the ability to astral project. He had experience with altered states of consciousness. I asked him to come to the house and see if he can speak to the ghosts. Well, he did. And one spirit came up to the top of the house and said, "You cannot come in. The house is sealed." The reason why we're there is because we're waiting for a medium. And he said that there was a bright light that they were attracted to. And since the medium and the astral projection didn't work, I decided to use a spiritual app. I wrote down all the questions, and the first thing that came in was, "Your guys are here, Jesus loved you, and we're going to help you on your little quest. Heed us." So while using the app, my guides helped me clear the ghosts. You can hear in the recording, they're jumping, they're crossing, cue for the 5th dimension, music. You can hear all of that. It took me 24 hours for me to decipher the message that came through. After I finished deciphering everything is when I realized that I was the psychic that these ghosts were waiting for. Using the ghost app was wonderful, but I wanted a better way, faster way to communicate to the other side. So I started doing automatic writing. And I even started trying to learn how to become psychic. So one day I am reading how to become psychic, and I fell into that in between where you are asleep and awake, and I heard meditate. And the next word that came through online as I was reading, it said, if you want to become psychic, you have to meditate. So right then and there I knew there was something about meditation. The urge to communicate to the other side with the Creator was so strong that I was even thinking going to the Amazon to do ayahuasca. Thank God I didn't have to do that, because a friend of mine, she calls me out of the blue and she said, "I want to share something. I have magic mushrooms. I want to share them with you because I had a spiritual awakening." I said, "Okay, hold on. Give me 30 days. I need to get my body ready through meditation and through diet." So for those 30 days, I prepared myself and I was ready when she arrived. She finally arrived. We did them and it was very insightful, but I wanted to do them by myself, to do it during meditation. So I finally did. I was outside planting plants when it hit me. So I ran upstairs, I went to lay down, I closed my eyes, and all I can see was shoveling dirt on top of my face. That's when I said, oh no. I got up, I ran downstairs, and I wanted to find some food because I wanted to throw up. I just wanted this to be over. I was having a terrible trip. I decided to go outside, sit, and watch the orchids. And the orchids were doing some weird stuff. And to me, it didn't amuse me. I said, please stop this. I don't care to see you like this. So I decided, okay, this is terrible. This is not going right. What am I going to do? So I sat back. I put on YouTube the Tibetan bells, and I started listening to that. I closed my eyes, and then I heard, I am your higher self who has the best intention for you. It helped me clear all the traumas that I had, and it gave me a lot of advice. It told me that I would move, I would sell the house, I would quit my job, and I move out of state. After I finished, I knew that this was a medicine. I proceeded to every single Sunday for a year to meditate with one mushrooms. And the information that came through was amazing. I was guided through that whole year on everything that I wanted to do. I was told everything that was going to happen, and it was just amazing to have that communication with the Creator. But then I developed a strong dislike for the mushrooms. I didn't like the smell. I felt like I was very nauseous when I would eat them. I didn't want to take them anymore. So I said to the Creator, what I'm going to do, because how am I going to continue to communicate with you without these mushrooms? He said, it's very simple. You will meditate for an hour and a half every single day to develop your psychic abilities. So I started to meditate every single day, and not long after, I started hearing the messages even stronger. And not only that, I developed something that is called merge with other consciousness. And in addition to that, I was able to speak to the dead. So everything was done through meditation, without any tools, without the aid of any substances. Just time developing myself through the meditation. Why meditation was given to humanity? It was given for us to communicate to source, to the other side, for us to communicate mind to mind. Meditation is the only way, it's like a portal for us to call home. You're here in a body, you are a spirit who have forgotten simply who you are. And the Creator gave us the tool for us to connect to our home. Mediums and psychic were sent to demonstrate to the rest of humanity that it is possible to connect to something more. Because when you see somebody being able to tap into something more, then you start thinking that maybe that's a possibility for me too. In addition, He sent teachers like myself. Those teachers, their job is to wake up and to wake up others. The three key principles in order for you to connect to the universe is you have to meditate. But there's something very important. You have to believe that you will be able to hear from the Creator, because you have free will, and the Creator will not violate your free will. If you don't believe that this is possible, this will never happen to you. The second thing is that you cannot have any fear whatsoever. Because if you have fear and you start to think, if I meditate, I'm going to hear from a ghost, or I'm going to hear from something evil, then while you're meditating, you're going to hear a voice. And you're going to get so scared that you will never meditate again. So you cannot have any fear. And lastly, the third of the key principle is that you must do the work. You must meditate every single day. And in order for you to be able to speak to the Creator, you need at least 1 hour to 2 hours every single day for a year to 2 years in order to develop the ability to communicate with the Creator. But you have to follow those 3 simple rules. No fear, you have to believe, and you have to be able to do the work. That is extremely important. If this resonated with you, please like, share, and leave your comments below. Bye-bye.